Two students. Same class, same textbook, same 3 hours at the same desk. One closes the book and rebuilds the entire chapter from memory. The other reads it a fourth time and still blanks on the exam. You've already got the explanation. One of them's just smarter. And sure, intelligence is real, but it's the part you can't change, which makes it the least useful thing to stare at. Here's the part you can. Take one student, one chapter, and swap nothing but how they study and how much they keep swings enormously. That's not IQ. That's a method. And it's a single move made in the first 10 minutes of studying. Here's what keeps everyone stuck. That move feels bad. Slower, harder, less productive than what you're doing right now. So almost nobody does it on purpose. You are quietly trained to avoid the one thing that works. Here's why it stays hidden. School grades you on recognition. You see the material, it looks familiar, you nod. Yeah, I know this. Then the test asks you to produce it from nothing, and you go blank. That gap is where a huge share of your result is won or lost. Not the part you were born with, the part you control. I'll show you that same move in 3 places. And by the third, you'll see school didn't just miss this. It trained you to do the exact opposite. Start with the one you're doing without noticing. Open a textbook, drag a highlighter across the key lines, reread the page twice. It feels productive. It feels like learning. That feeling is the trap. Psychologist Robert Bjork named it the illusion of fluency. Every reread makes the page easier to read, and your brain mistakes easier for, I know this. But you've only gotten good at recognizing the words on the page. Take the page away, and it's gone. Highlighting is the purest version. It feels like effort, but you're just decorating a book. So the fast learner does the thing that feels worse. Book closed. They force the idea out of their own head before they let themselves look. It's slow, uncomfortable, and that discomfort is the memory being built. You're just feeling it happen for once, instead of skipping past it. Same move, second place. And this is where it gets specific. 2 groups, the same list of word pairs. One group just read each finished pair. Long, short. The other group never saw the second word. They got the first word, a rule, and a single letter. The opposite of long, starting with S, and had to come up with short themselves. Same words, same few seconds each. But the group that had to produce the word, instead of just reading it, remembered more of them later. Across every rule they tried. Nothing changed but the work of pulling the word out of your own head. That was the whole point. That's the generation effect, and it's one of the most reliable findings in the whole field. Producing something yourself, even getting it slightly wrong, cuts a deeper groove than reading the correct version ever does. So watch the fast learner hit a new concept. Before they read the explanation, they try to explain it to themselves first. Rough guess, wrong guess, doesn't matter. By the time they read the real answer, their brain isn't meeting it cold. It's checking it against something it already reached for. The passive reader hands their brain the finished answer. The fast learner makes their brain go get it first. And again, it feels like failing. You're staring at a blank you can't fill. Same tax as before. Which brings us to the one school gets exactly backwards. Now the one school actively trains you to get wrong. 20 problems of the same type, back to back, until it clicks. That's how every homework set is built. It feels efficient. It's also why most of it is gone by the exam. Here's the study that breaks it. 7th graders. The exact same math problems either way, only the order changed. One version blocked them by type. The other shuffled them, so you never knew which kind was coming, and it felt harder the whole way through. Then, a month later, they got a surprise test. The blocked group scored 42%, the shufflers 74%. Here's why. When every problem is the same type, your brain switches off. It already knows which method to grab, so it stops choosing. When they're mixed, you have to figure out what kind of problem this even is before you can solve it. And that, picking the right tool for a problem that doesn't announce itself, is the skill the exam actually tests. And real life, Blocked practice feels smooth and productive. Mixed practice feels like you're failing. Only one of them still holds up a month later. You already know which. Step back. Recall it before you look. Produce it before you read it. Mix it instead of blocking it. Those aren't 3 techniques. They're 1 move in 3 costumes. Force your brain to do the work on first contact instead of 5 easy rereads later. And they all feel worse than what you're doing now. That's not a bug to push through. It's the mechanism. The comfort you feel rereading and highlighting is your brain telling you it isn't working. Slow learners chase that comfort. Fast learners read it as a warning. The speed you see from the outside was never about rushing. It's the byproduct of depth. Nothing gets relearned 5 times. But knowing that changes nothing unless you feel it once. So here's the test. And it's the same move you just watched work 3 times. Next time you're about to learn something new, stop before you read the explanation. First, take your best shot at it yourself. Say out loud how you think it works, or write it down. You'll probably be wrong. That's fine. That's the point. Then read the real answer and watch where it doesn't match what you guessed. That mismatch is the moment it sticks. It'll feel slow, a little uncomfortable. Sit in that for a second, because now you know what that feeling actually is. Not you being bad at this. It's the exact feeling fast learners walk toward on purpose. The people who learn twice as fast aren't more comfortable than you. They just stop mistaking comfort for progress.